Thank you, Madam Master of Ceremonies. Good evening to each and every one of you. But in particular, please let me recognize Miss Nadine Natter, who is your school's resource teacher. Also, Mrs. Nadia Keynes-Booty, the supervisor for this school here in Newton Ground. Other important guests at the head table, those who will be receiving awards, those, of course, who have been part of the school for so many years. I wish to recognize you and give you yourselves a round of applause. Tonight, I join with my colleagues, in particular the Minister of Education, Dr. Hanley, and bring you greetings from the Ministry of Education and also from the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to say how pleased I am to be participating in this very important ceremony, as we yet again recognize the important milestone that this school has achieved, this daycare center here in Newton Ground. 20 years of service, 20 years of preparing our young people, our toddlers, our children, preparing them, giving them the foundation that they would need as they would advance themselves academically and prepare themselves to participate actively as adult citizens of our country. I myself can remember the days in St. Paul's when my earliest education would have started at the St. Paul's crèche. Of course, many of you would not know what I mean by crèche, but that is what the daycare centers in those days were called. And of course, if it was not for that early foundation, I am sure that my life would have been different today. And so I charge all those of you who are given the responsibility of preparing our young children at that fundamental age and stage. I charge the parents to ensure that you make your best efforts and have your children at that age come out to the daycare center and interact with their peers and begin the process of learning in an institutionalized way at the daycare center. I charge, of course, the members of the community for continuing to support this very important institution that lays the foundation for the education of our children and bringing the first principles of learning to our young kids. Because if we were not part of this important cycle of service, then of course it would have been a different society. I am certain that you can point your finger in society generally and say, this person was under my care and supervision when he was a member of the daycare center. In other words, you have the responsibility of not only identifying, not only spotting those who have the exceptional academic future that they would have become, but you have a responsibility of nurturing them. You have the responsibility of detecting those who may have antisocial behavior at that very early age, and thus bring them around where they can be acceptable in society and perform as any ordinary child would perform. You have the responsibility, therefore, of ensuring that the appropriate support is provided to kids of that kind, so that they are not discarded and they are not looked at as dropouts and thus left to become those who in society are being now looked upon with a certain amount of division. And so your responsibility at this daycare center is important. I want to wish you not only a happy anniversary, the 20 years that you have served, but for another 20 years of service, so that we can continue to provide the foundational support for our children and thus prepare them for their lives in adulthood and services to our society and community. God bless you. Thank you. Happy anniversary.